Hello book lovers, I'm Allie and welcome to another weekend reading vlog. So today is actually Saturday. I didn't start this yesterday because I had a lot going on with my kids and we had a lot of running around to do, so I didn't really have time to record anything yesterday, but I figure I would get started. It's 10 o'clock now and I've actually been up since around 6 o'clock and I do not have any children today, so I'm going to spend several hours today just reading and hanging out, and I'm supposed to go book shopping later with my bestie and get pumpkin spice lattes, and I'm looking forward to that. So as of right now, I'm going to sit and read. And what I have decided to read this weekend is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. Whoa, hit myself with it. I have the audiobook for this and it's got like 3 days left, so I figure why not read this one, because I've been wanting to read it anyway. The third book in this series comes out the 27th of this month, and I believe that this series, well, I believe it's just going to be a trilogy, and so that will be the third and final book. So I'm really wanting to read this one and see how I feel about it, and if I like it, then I want to get The Graduate, which is the second book, and then get the new book when it comes out at the end of the month. I have seen a lot of people say that they really like this series, and they especially like the second one because it ended on a cliffhanger, and that they're excited for the third one. And then I've also seen some people say that they really didn't like the protagonist in this one, so they didn't actually end up even reading the second book. So I'm excited to kind of see where I stand. So far, I did actually read some of this last night. I read 20 pages, and so far I'm liking the protagonist. This follows a girl named Galadriel, and she also goes by Elle, and she is at the school for magic. It's called Schoolomancy, I believe. Okay, the lighting's better this direction. I believe that the name of the school is called the Schoolomancy or something like that, and this school is deadly, and the people who go through this school on your graduation year, you get basically thrown into monsters and stuff that you have to defeat, and if you get out alive, then you become basically a magician, I believe, or you at least have magic. And if you don't get out alive, then the school literally eats you and your magic, and that's what sustains the school. And people are, I guess, constantly dying in this school, and they become part of the school. I don't really understand how that works yet. I don't know if it's going to go into detail, but it's just a really neat premise, and I've heard people describe this as Harry Potter, except kind of scary and for adults. So I'm really excited to read this. I've been excited to read it for a while. I just kind of put it off because of seeing mixed reviews about it. But so far, I like the protagonist. She's sassy, and there's a hero character named Orion who swoops in and saves the day a lot, and she gets mad because she doesn't want to be saved, and she wants to be left alone, and she wants to be able to save herself, and yet this guy just keeps coming in to save the day because, you know, he's the hero. And so I like that premise, the fact that she's kind of grouchy, and she just kind of wants to be left alone, and she wants to figure out where she stands with her magic and stuff like that. And so far I don't have an issue with that. I actually really like that the main character is sassy and she stands up for herself. I'm going to spend today just chilling and reading this before I go book shopping, and also I'm wanting to reread The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. The second book comes out on Tuesday. It's called The Kiss Curse, and I'm so excited. It is one of my most anticipated releases for the year because I absolutely loved this book when it came out. I fell in love with these characters and the small town vibes, and it's takes place during fall, and there's a curse, and they fall in love, and there are witches, and just everything about it was so cozy, and I just really, really enjoyed it. So I want to reread this, and well, mostly because I just really love this story, but also because I want to just kind of reacquaint myself with everything that happened in this one so that I'm ready for the second one. And I just am so excited, and the cover for the second one is so cute. I just cannot wait to have a copy of it. So these are going to be the two books that I'm focusing on for this weekend. Over the week, I did start The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and I've been chipping away at this, and my goal has been to read about 100 pages of this a day, because this is over a 1,000-page book. And so I will be taking time every day to try to read some of this, because I don't want to get behind on my goal. And this book is also just like so absorbing. Once you like get into what's going on, it doesn't take long at all. With Brandon Sanderson's writing, you just kind of fall into the groove of his writing, and then before you know it, you're just absorbed in these character stories, and you are absorbed in the world and the magic system and just everything. And then you don't want to put it down. Before you know it, you're reading for hours and don't realize it. So I'm really, really enjoying that book, and I want to make sure that I'm trying to knock out my 100 pages a day in that one. But my main goal are these two books. I'll keep you guys updated on my progress, and I will catch back up with you guys in a little while. Hello friends, it is time for me to wrap up this vlog. I apologize that it was so short. Over the weekend I ended up being way more busy than I had expected to be. I ended up being on the go a lot. We spent all day Sunday with family, and then Monday we spent also with family. So it's been like a really hectic few days. This is actually Wednesday, and my vlog is usually up by now, but I have not had a single bit of time to sit down and tell you guys anything. So all of the footage that I had before of me baking a cake was actually for my niece's birthday, and I don't have any final footage of the cake, but I do have a picture. And we had a lot of fun at the birthday party, and so the weekend ended up being just really crazy. I did read around 70 pages of A Deadly Education before my audiobook went back, and then a little bit after. And I have to say that the premise of this story is very dark. You have a lot of like random students dying because creatures just kind of fall out of random places, and these students have to get used to like always being on their toes and like being completely aware of their surroundings, because they never know what type of creature might attack them at any given time in this school, and like having to do protection spells and all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot darker magic than I'm used to reading about, especially reading a lot of like middle grade. So it's very different. It's a very different feeling. And also, one complaint that I have about the book is that it's confusing. I don't really understand the magic system. I don't really understand how magic works in this universe, just like as a whole, outside of the school, like whenever, before they go to school, after they go to school, like all of it is very confusing, and I'm hoping that that's going to come together a bit more by the end of the book, but I'm really not sure what to expect, because I actually had talked to my friend about it, and she had said that she saw other people say also that this was rather confusing book. So I'm hoping maybe it'll clarify a bit more what's going on, and I'll be able to piece it together, but I do really like the characters. I'm very intrigued by like the story. I really like the story of this girl who basically wants to get through her year at school to get to her senior year, and this good guy hero just like keeps swooping in and trying to do things for her, and she wants him to leave her alone, but he's convinced that she's evil and that he needs to follow her. And so that's kind of like how everything starts out, and it's a great dynamic. I really enjoy the dynamic between the two and just the direction that the story's going. I just wish that it wasn't so confusing. Like the whole school setting is a bit confusing because the school exists in some type of void where these magic creatures can just kind of appear at will, and none of that really makes much sense. So I don't know when I'll finish this. The audiobook went back to the library and I'm waiting on it to come back. I have been reading a little bit here and there whenever I have time, but I might just put this down for a little while until I get the audiobook back and then come back to it at a later date. But I'll let you guys know when I start my next vlog what's going on with this book. I have read more of this, and I have to say, if you like Brandon Sanderson, if you like high fantasy, if you are a fan of just rich, like character building, world building, magic building, all of it, pick up The Way of Kings, because this book is so good. I know I've already talked a little bit about this book, but it is absolutely incredible so far, and like, you can't even really go into detail about this because there's just so much to it, but like, check it out if you're into fantasy at all. Like, seriously, this book is incredible. Also, I am like over 200 pages in it. I did not get to maintain my reading 100 pages a day goal over the weekend because everything was so busy, but I'm getting back to it this week, and planning on knocking out another chunk of this over the week. Also, since today is Wednesday, I thought that I would tell you guys I got the Kiss Curse, and look how adorable this cover is. I absolutely love it, and then like paired with this cover, they're just both adorable. I love the purple on this one though. This I'm almost finished with. I got it yesterday, and I am already 275 pages out of 305 pages. So I'm going to finish this today. It was such a quick read for me because I just love these characters so much. I have to say, this book is just as good, if not better, than the first one. I loved the first one, so it's hard to say that this one's better than the first one because I love both of them. So far, I'm not quite finished with it yet, but so far I have no complaints. This is it's a relatively slow burn romance, and they go from really disliking each other to not so much that anymore. Everything about this book is perfect for fall. You have small town vibes and a fall festival and witchy shops and possibly evil witches, and you have like they're called baby witches who are learning how to do spell work and stuff, and you have just great vibes. It's wonderful. I absolutely love it. It's very magical, and I love the characters. Guinevere, well, she goes by Gwen, but her name's Guinevere. She's an awesome main character. I love being in her head. She is so headstrong and just very quirky. And then the love interest, who goes by Wells, his name is Llewellyn. He's got those broody vibes. He is Welsh, and just everything about this story is so much fun. I have a feeling I'm going to love it all the way up to the end. I have absolutely no issues with it, but I will tell you guys about it on Friday. But if you are thinking about picking this up, if you've read the first one, I highly recommend it. It is totally worth it, and you will not be disappointed. Alright guys, so I'm sorry that this was a very disappointing vlog for this week. I did read quite a few pages in several different books. I don't even know the whole page count because this has been a very weird weekend. I hope that you guys have at least had a little bit of fun hanging out with me, and I will catch you in the next vlog.